Markets hit an all-time high. Welcome everyone to another episode of Stocks to Watch. And yes, the headlines are Nifty hits an all-time high. Now, Nifty surprised me because I was expecting some kind of pressure from supply, but HDFC Bank, Reliance, and all the banks put together kind of led Bank Nifty higher, and then Nifty, on the sides was also moving higher. So Bank Nifty's outperformance was pretty much expected by all of us because we were tracking this demand zone very, very nicely. And Bank Nifty comes back to that on, I think, day before yesterday on Wednesday. And then it just continues like, if you go look from the low to the high of 1400-point move. But now Bank Nifty is trading at an important area of supply. And this is the area that I'm talking about. So I'm definitely not interested to be a buyer in Bank Nifty. But there's a twist to the tail. So Bank Nifty approaching an important area of supply. A one directional move, no pullback, no consolidation. So Bank Nifty definitely has to pull back for any kind of long entries. The other thing is Nifty is basically trapping a lot of short positions right now because a lot of people, I think FIIs have about 21 lakh open short positions in Nifty. I don't know what they're going to be doing. Maybe they have squared off a few positions today. But now Nifty is at an all-time high. The entire news, headlines, Twitter, Telegram, everything's going to be all bull with respect to the index. But there's a twist to the tail. And that is what has happened today with American markets. So the Fed again tried to spoil the party, and this is the daily candle. Currently the markets are open. This is the current one-day candle which US 500 or S&P 500 has created, and this is the intraday chart at the moment. And you can see what has happened. Now what that means is there is definitely a lot of bearishness coming in. So it's down by about 1.5%. If I look at Nasdaq, right? If I show you what Nasdaq is trying to do, this is what Nasdaq is doing. Nasdaq is also down 0.7% for the day. It did open, over here. It did pull back, and then it's down 1.85%. It opened gap up. Remember, so this is like the start of the pre-market session, but this is where it opened. And if I look at Dow Jones, right? So if I look at Dow Jones, again, similar action on the 15-minute. Dow Jones is again down by 1.5% for the day. That means American markets is going to play a spoiled sport. And if you look at GIFT Nifty right now, so if I go to GIFT Nifty Index Futures, Nifty is following suit. That means tomorrow's opening is not going to be the best opening, and it's going to be very interesting to see on how Nifty performs over here, because with a gap down, a lot of the longs that were existing today, they might get a panic and they might want to square off their position, and that could lead a lot of new shorts coming into the market. So it's going to be really interesting. Fresh all-time high. Yes, the markets are bullish, but it's not, the skies are not as clear as they are currently looking. So what I just want to say is that be cautious, because this could be a fake out as well. It could be a fake move. Now, I'm not saying the breakout today was not a true breakout. Yes, indeed it was. A lot of shorts were being covered. New positions were being added. Index heavyweight started to move. But with the Fed comments coming in, there might be a shift in perspective and a shift of money flow. I know it all sounds very dramatic, but that's exactly what's happening right now. So let's get started with the stocks that we were tracking yesterday, and let's look at the performance of those stocks. Let's go to 23rd May. And these are the list of stocks that we were tracking. So Bank of India moving really nicely. Infi, Tech Mahindra, SRF, even Delivery. They were decent, right? And there was no action in all of these other names because I was looking at a very, very specific, list. But if you talk about the mid cap and small cap names, I think there was a lot of action that was happening. So let's just quickly check that out. And a lot of these defense railway themes were doing really well. So mid caps, let's look at the moves. Cochin Shipyard up 15%, Saregama up 13%, SCI up 10%, RVNL, Masdog, Precamp, Power India, PNB Housing, BDL, IRFC. I mean, there is so much action happening in mid caps that you have to keep the index on the side. That's one. In terms of the F&O stocks, there was limited action, but there was still good action. Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports, like the entire Adani group outperformed. There were a few power names, few banks that really did nicely, and a few infra names as well, followed by auto companies that were doing good. So it was a mixed bag, very good health of the markets in terms of its market breadth. Now let's come and understand what are going to be the stocks that we're going to be watching on for tomorrow. And I have a very precise, concise kind of a list. Persistent, again, I've been screaming that IT is in its revival mode. And IT has been doing, this since the last, this entire week, right? This is persistent. If you look at Wipro, that's what, Wipro is still consolidating. So I think there is still a move pending in Wipro. I think it's going to come out of this base. If you look at Infi, what Infi has been doing, if you look at Coforge, I think we've had all of these stocks in the watch list for a long period of time. Coforge has just been moving up for the last 10, 12 consecutive days. And I think similar action we saw in LTIM Mindtree as well. This also starting to react from its area of demand. I think TCS doing the same thing, reacting from an area of demand today. So I think IT could be in revival mode, and persistent is going to be the top stock that I'm going to be watching out for. Next up in the banking space, we've got IDFC First Bank, because the base is now complete. Bank Nifty is doing what it wants to. And I think now is the time for this to move higher. Now, there is a catalyst in IDFC First Bank, because IDFC First Bank is getting merged with IDFC Limited, which is very good for its balance sheet. Everything sounds really nice. So IDFC First Bank has a catalyst, going to be on my watch list. BPCL, very, very nice structure. I think this could also start moving from tomorrow. And crude oil prices are down. So this could definitely aid in BPCL moving higher. Wipro, we've already discussed. eMudra, now the next name in the list. Very, very nice base, good volume dry up witnessed over here. So very, very interesting stock to watch out for. MedPlus, another very good base. Now for this one, the earnings are coming on 29th of May. So be careful about that. SRF, I think I spoke to you that I am interested in chemical stocks right now. Aarti and SRF, both, I have a position. That's a disclaimer. This is not a financial advice. If you are willing to take this, please consult your financial advisor. I am a SEBI registered research analyst, but this is not an advice. So SRF again looks really solid, and Infi, I think probably it could give a continuation from this move. Even Tech Mahindra, I still like it. I think Tech Mahindra is still nice, and I think another one from the IT pack which could start moving higher from here. So these are the stocks that I'm going to be watching out for. Now, what's my game plan for Nifty? What's my game plan for Bank Nifty? Now, for Nifty, it's pretty simple. Buy the dip. Let it pull back, let it at least come to these areas. We will then explore and see. So I'm not really interested in trading Nifty until it comes over here. Now, obviously, if Nifty tries to, maybe open a little lower and then try to come to this supply, I might take a stab at a short, right? If that is the case. Bank Nifty is definitely at an area of supply. So there's no long action in Bank Nifty for sure. I think there's going to be, an evidence of trying to short the market until it kind of comes back and reaches these areas of demand. Overall, the markets are very, very bullish. So only attempt a short if you are an intraday scalping kind of a trader. Otherwise, you have nothing to worry about. The markets are bullish. It's going to be interesting to see on how, after Fed's comments today, what's going to happen in the markets, in our markets tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button. It really motivates me and my team. And hit the like button and drop a comment if you want to share something with me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. All the best. Take care and good night.